This tape is produced for employees of the Bethel Structural Products Corporation. It tries to show energy waste that can be prevented or at least be reported by all of us. Energy is what powers our plant, our steel-making operations, and our finishing facilities. We buy some forms of energy and make other forms through our normal production processes. We purchase a lot of electricity from PP&L. The quantity of incoming electricity and the demands from our departments are monitored at 56 substations in our plant to ensure proper balance. Elsewhere in the structural products are other power stations that automatically send electricity where needed. Last year, the operations at the Bethlehem plant paid more than $18 million to PP&L for electricity. And that amount reflects a lower power rate obtained in 1993 that allows PP&L to pull the plug, so to speak, when power servicing industrial customers is needed elsewhere. The control department is responsible for the use and distribution of energy throughout our operations. It is estimated that between 5 and 10% of our energy is wasted each year. That means between $1 and $2 million literally fly out the window. You will now see examples of energy waste that are found throughout the plant. These examples of waste are not intended to single out any group or department. In broad daylight, lights are left on. In some cases, these lights are not easily turned off. They may be connected to a larger wiring scheme where electricity on that same line is needed to power equipment critical to the operation. But in many cases, lights are on during day shift for no apparent reason. Lights that light buildings where no one is working, and lights that light passageways, walkways, building entrances, and other areas that are lit by the sun during the day. If you can't turn off the light, you can still report it to your department energy coordinator. The energy coordinator or your supervisor is also the person to call when you spot a steam leak. Most employees can't fix steam leaks, but there are people in the air, water, and steam group and the maintenance department who, when called, can get the leak fixed. Steam leaks are expensive. A 1/4 inch hole blowing continuously costs about $1,500 a month. At the coke ovens, even a relatively new steam system that uses traps can need repair. The traps remove condensation from the steam system. When stuck in an open position, steam is wasted and escapes into the atmosphere from a catch basin. The traps in the steam system are checked periodically. In a recent audit, 64 traps out of 155 checked were not properly working. One trap blowing continuously cost about $400 a month. Heat traces help prevent liquids like water from freezing. Insulation prevents heat loss. This pipe lacks the proper insulation and has a major leak as well. And then there is the equipment that runs when not needed. An idling welding machine and a moving conveyor belt. Neither was being used and both were left on. Welding machines and other vehicles like trucks and fork trucks can easily be restarted. This conveyor belt was not needed for several hours during scheduled downtime between shifts and could have been turned off merely by flipping the switch. A steel plant is not the most hospitable place for people. We all try to work safely, and we all want some creature comforts to make our time at work more enjoyable. But in trying to make ourselves comfortable, we often waste a lot of electricity and other forms of power. Air conditioning in the summer months provides a nice break from the heat and humidity, but air conditioning left on when no one's around cools no one. Use common sense at work as you would in your home. If you're only going to be out of the air conditioning room for 10 minutes. Leave it on. But for 2 hours, turn it off. It costs $3.50 per day to run a 12,000 BTU window unit. With hundreds in the plant, that electric bill quickly adds up. This empty crew cabin had a running air conditioner, lights, fan, and yes, even a television. No one is around except Regis and Kathy Lee on the tube. Here's an empty office with 2 air conditioners running full blast and all the lights turned on. Other ways are used to keep cool, none of them energy-wise, and at least one downright unsafe. People can be injured when compressed air is used for cooling. Compressed air is intended for machines. Rust and dirt particles contained in the compressed air can hurt you. Large cooling fans are common in the plant. They cool people exposed to molten or rolled steel. But when the mill is down between shifts or for maintenance, cooling fans cool only the air. A 5 horsepower cooling fan costs about $4 a day to run. During the day, a cold soda or a cold piece of fruit tastes good. But cooling them in a water fountain, propped open, costs a lot of electricity to cool the water, and it wastes the water as well. Water from the city of Bethlehem is used in drinking fountains and welfare rooms. The proposed rate increase by the city of Bethlehem will double Bethlehem Steel's cost for water at our plant. That means our bill for city water alone, which constitutes only 4% of the water used in the plant, may increase by $1.3 million to $2.7 million per year based on current consumption. To cool your lunch, use a refrigerator instead. Refrigerators are located in many departments. Ironically, older refrigerators, the norm in the plant, don't cost that much to operate if full with lunches, snacks, and sodas, but not air, taking up most of the interior. But in many departments in the structural products, there are more refrigerator space than people. Take this bank of refrigerators, 4 units to serve 30 employees. Not one is full, and most only 1/4 full at best. In other areas of structural products, one lone soda can stands in an otherwise empty refrigerator. The end of the shift, time to clean up and go home. Take a shower, relax, and cool off. But turn off the shower when you're finished. There are about 500 showers in the plant, with each shower using 5 to 7 gallons per minute when on. 1 hour of wasted water in a shower left on means 200,000 gallons of water. And don't forget the cost of heating the water too. You can prevent some energy waste. You can turn off overhead lights when rooms are not being used. You can turn off your shower. You can turn off air conditioners or set them at a higher temperature. In your department, you can address obvious energy problems and see if collectively you can find a way to solve them. Other energy wastes cannot be prevented or corrected by most employees. However, steam leaks and other energy problems can be reported. And yes, sometimes you may need to report them a second or third time. But they will get fixed eventually, as they are